Greetings, Star Trek Fleet Commanders. I am the Angry Rhino. Alright, update 57, Voyager Part 4. This is the update on StarTrekFleetCommand.com. If you've noticed these patch notes, there's a little less artwork that goes with on the usually is on a web page like this for the update, but I don't know. They cheaping out on us? Which, yeah, probably because they're not doing a whole lot of testing because there's a whole bunch of shit that's missing. Ability to put in fleet commanders. Forbidden tech has been removed from some ships and your slot has been locked. Second researchers are missing. Yeah. And yeah, the Armada bug. Excuse me. The Armada bug is back, so be careful running Armadas. I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying be careful. Okay, so let's get right into this. The collective is experiencing instability from assimilating the descendants, with whom they are fundamentally incompatible. An anomaly is growing in the center of the Delta Quadrant as they try to force their way into the progenitor network. Now the worry is not just that the Borg will gain access to the network, but they will corrupt it entirely. The Commander and Voyager struggle to bring the Coalition and insurgents together against the Borg. Seeing some of their comrades fall to the Borg, the insurgents finally agree to work with their enemies. But even with the help of these unlikely allies, Voyager will struggle to push back against the Borg unit complexes that are flooding the systems around the anomaly. They do have one last resort. Through the Pekic tech originating from a failed experiment to create an artifactual wormhole, the Pekic tech is a weapon of mass destruction, but if the crew use it to defeat the Borg, then they are giving up a potential way home. Oh no. Okay, so what do we got? Well, there's already been shit tons of leaks, so we know we got rare formation armadas. There's an extension to the station tree. So think the expansion of the galaxy tree with rhodium particles, except, of course, they're not going to keep using rhodium particles. They're going to use some new dumbass cosmokisics particle or whatever the hell they're calling this dumbass thing. So it's really the same thing with the new currency that you have to buy or wait forever to get enough to use. Yay. Holy shit. Like the assholes didn't learn from their previous mistake. That pisses people off. Expanding the galaxy tree piss people off. Piss a lot of people off. And I know for a fact that it definitely did make one whale quit. But it's okay. Do it again. Like it'll be any better. An event store. I have not seen the event store yet. But I'm sure I'll be talking about that in the weeks to come. New forbidden tech. Yes. Well, I guess that's why it's broken, because they added more to it. Yay. More forbidden tech to upgrade after you've spent how many weeks sourcing said materials for upgrades, only to click the button and it fails and all that currency is gone. And you didn't even get the upgrade. Yeah. New officers, we already know. 7 of 9 and Neelix. New missions, of course, and more. As in, I guess, all the shit that's wrong with the game right now. Oh, and exocomps. Exocomps are gone. Wow. but I have been around on the forums. It would appear that it has been pushed forward, that their Armada bug is back, exocomps are missing, trouble with slotting in fleet commanders, missing researches, forbidden tech problem. So it has been pushed up. But if you feel the need to put in a ticket, by all means, please do. Rare formation armadas, which we knew were going to come eventually. These are not species 8472. Bag of dicks. They are not bag of dicks. They are Borgs. Yay, more Borgs. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It goes along with Voyager lore. As you got further along in the seasons of Voyager, start to see more Borg. Delta Quadrant, I think it's in the story that is where the Borg come from. Directives for these new targets found in a 7-day loyalty chest. I checked mine. They're not there yet. We'll see if they do come there. Similar to the other ones, yes, you can kill one node, but you really want to kill all three of the nodes. You really don't want to kill just one node. They are the triple threat armadas. They're just rare versions. You want to take down all three. Yeah, as take down 3 nodes simultaneously. There are rewards for not only being a part of the team that defeats a node, but if you're in a team that takes down all 3, you get even more rewards. Assuming it's not broken. Rewards for defeating these rare doojbob things are going to be complex nanotech. It's going to be in your artifact, where your artifact daily pool is. Good thing about these is you can source Voyager officers there. Yes, like in months past, officers that came out in an event store month are not in this bundle. However, I mean, you got Doctor, you got Janeway, you got Chakotay, you got B'Elanna, Paris, Kim, and Tuvok. They're all in there. Plus some other shit, some kind of fleet commander bullshit and other shit. However, I mean, it's nice and all. I'm glad there is sourcing, but at the same time, how much of these rare credit bullshitty things are we going to get? You know, I mean, if it's like the damn Swarmadas, oh, you got like a 1% chance to get Jayla. Well, technically there is Jayla sourcing. It's absolute dog shit, but there is Jayla sourcing. So, we're going to just have to see how much we're getting. There is another claim that was added. Another way to source the rare formation armadas. You would need unicomplex tech. Don't exactly know what that is, but if you get some of that unicomplex tech, you can get more rare directors. Hooray. Alright, and with rare formation armadas come more sourcing for artifacts. As you can see, some of these, I'm not going to read all these ones, but it is nice that it appears that they're going to list them for us instead of making us figure it out for ourselves. Some of these are, I don't remember the organ harvester. Where's my stupid thing so I can look at the other things in the thing? I have my tablet down here looking at, trying to figure out what some of these texts are. Vedelian Hunada organ harvester. I don't know what that is. Is that an old one or is that a new one? Oh, it is. It is an old one. Okay. So it does appear that these are more of the isolitic artifacts, like some of the ones that you may have seen in Voyager's claims. Yeah, there's the Narada tendril fragment. Cisco's baseball. That's, I think, an older. But, I mean, okay. Cool. However. Alright, more on the station tree expansion. It is for more for commanders, operations 50 and above. It's kind of shitty, but we knew that expansion was coming for a while. 4 prime nodes in there. Increase your daily syndicate XP. It's 400%, so your daily syndicate XP claim times 4. Is that worth $100 to you? Fleet Commander skill cost efficiency. That was 25%. Is that worth $100 to you? I'm going to have to say no. It doesn't seem like enough. But okay. Fleet Commander credit bundle. It's a daily claim. It was like 150 uncommon, 50 rare, and 25 epic, I believe. Doesn't sound like that much for $100. But okay, I mean, I think I get enough from the bolos. Of course, I don't have any commanders up that high, so I don't really even know. Barely engage with fleet commanders, partly because the sourcing for the fleet commanders is trash. The sourcing for the fleet commander building is trash. Oh, and cost efficiency for some ship components. Fuchsia, Defiant, and Titan. 30%. I'm going to say I don't think that's worth it. Because it's not like the Vidar Talio's Prime for doubling your charged nano probes. What else can you buy with those charged nano probes? Faction credit, you can buy reputation, you can buy independent credits, more Armada directives. You spend this $100 and you're a little more efficient with your Defiant ship parts, your Fuchsia ship parts, and your Titan ship parts. That's it. Oh, was it synthetic nitrium too? Alright, let me go find the research. Something definitely affected the Mantis thing somewhere. Back out to the game. I just want to go to the research. Can I just go to the research? Because it doesn't even tell you here what it actually does. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they hope you just go into the store and buy it. Where the hell is it? Yeah, it's over here. Alright, scroll. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Yes, synthetic nitrium for the Mantis is also there. So Fuchsia, Mantis, Defiant, Titan. 30%. Cost reduction for the ship parts. That's not a whole lot. It's really not. For $100, it's not a whole lot. It should be 50% in my opinion. But you certainly can go do that if you want to. Alright, new research in the combat tree. Or 2 in the combat tree, 1 in the galaxy tree. The shield boost that goes along with the hull boost that was also released. All these primes now are costing dolomite particles. So there's that. Combat tree. I mean, here it is. Isolated damage boost and defense boost. I mean, I knew the 1 had 2 levels, so it's a double level prime for the 1. Yes, okay. So the offense has 2 levels, like it says, 5% for one level, 10% for the other level. And the defense, that says isolatic mitigation, but the research actually says isolatic. No, what does the research actually say? It says isolatic defense. Well, it's not mitigation. I don't think they should be using mitigation here because this isolatic defense whole isolatic thing was kind of meant to address a sort of problem with the old battle damage mechanic, I guess. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, but apparently somebody does. Right here, more primes for you to spend money on. And this is what I was talking about with art, right? There wasn't like a fancy picture for the update with some of the officers, and now where's the art for the officers? Usually is on here. It's not on here now. I don't know. Must have been cheaper not to put it here. 7 of 9, Epic Officer. I do kind of like how they're making some of this, fit with the game. I mean, making things they're bringing into the game fit with things in this show, right? I don't really like it's another Epic Officer with an officer ability and a below deck ability. Don't like that too much, but however. Title of the officer ability is Fun Will Now Commence. Combat start increases crit damage versus Armada by 80, 100, 130, 160, 200%. 5 levels. Below deck ability, tertiary adjunct. Combat start increase isolated damage in PvP. 12%, 18%, 26%, 36%, and 50%. The 50% there is kind of big. So, look out. Not really liking how much. I certainly understand players that pay should do a little better than players that don't. The problem is, I think the gap is getting too big. I think it needs to be a little smaller. Otherwise, the free-to-play are going to get steamrolled by all the paid players and start looking around and saying, what the hell am I even here for? All these old-ass primes that these big spenders got to, or not necessarily got to, they went and spent 2 or 3 years ago. Why do I not have a chance ever to get those primes? There's still 3 of them in the away team's tree that aren't sourced. So, and with as many Dolomite particles as it takes to do all of the primes that are for Dolomite, where's the sourcing for Dolomite particles? Because the one in the Voyager is not that good. It's there, so it's nice that they did it, but it takes a while, and it's only one of 15, 20 primes now? I don't know, I think the gap between pay and free-to-play, it's getting too big. Much like the power creep itself. Rare Officer ability procurement consultant. Sure. Increases cost efficiency of USS Voyager's active abilities. 40%, 50%, 75%, 100%, 130%. I'm not quite sure how this works because wouldn't 100% cost efficiency be free activation. So how much am I actually getting off? Because it's not a 40% cost reduction, because you know the coding isn't working like that. Because if it's 100% cost reduction, wouldn't it be free? So I don't know. Hopefully the sourcing for him is, I don't know. I don't know if I really care, because you have to use up a bridge slot. So depending on what level hostile you're hitting, it may or may not be doable with only 2 officers on the bridge. So if you have to hit lower, you're going to get less loot. So is having a cost efficiency going to actually net you more loot or less loot because you have to go hit lower? I don't know. I'm not sure I like this. And as we all thought, because they didn't make Neelix the morale officer, they made him the burning officer, below deck ability, I'm sorry. Now we're cooking. Yes. Burn your PvE targets. 10, 15, 30, 60, 100%, just like Kim and B'Elanna. Here is something the development team put out here right after Neelix. I don't agree with this at all, but from the development team, we've been keeping an eye on the impact of below deck abilities, trigger effects such as morale and hull breach. Whenever we come out with a new officer, we look at potential high-value crew combinations to analyze their impact on Star Trek Fleet Command. When Tau and Neelix were used in conjunction with one another, we saw a spike in overall combat prowess that was much higher than any other crew in the game. For this reason, and to keep overall officer balance intact, Neelix's ability in the lower decks will not trigger for Tau. I don't see how the combat prowess of Neelix and Tau is any better than Hugh and B'Elanna below deck. Right? Or let's say Gorkon and Hugh. I guess high-tiered Tals, I guess. So I guess because of the big spenders, us lower spenders or no spenders can't use Neelix with Tau. Gee, thanks. Because I just don't see it. I don't see how that's going to have that much effect on anything. Because you would still have to have Tau in the bridge. So all you're really doing is saving yourself a bridge slot. Who are you putting there? Who are you putting there that's really going to change your hostile grinding that much? I don't think there's anybody that you're really going to change. It's really going to change it that much. I don't agree with this. Tau should be triggered by Neelix. Otherwise, what the hell did you do all this shit for in the first place? You made the hull breacher and the morale guy below deck. Or I guess one was a girl. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, but if we do burning, it's gonna, oh my god, players are gonna be allowed to kill lots of computer targets. Oh, and it's not even just all computer targets. It is only hostiles. The little red guys. Not armadas, not bosses, not players. God forbid you be a level 40 player and you can go kill level 50 hostiles. Oh no, that's so terrible. Keep in mind, you need to have the warp range to get there. Maybe don't stack Voyager with 1,000 warp range. Great, thanks. Thanks for screwing everybody else over, dickheads. Alright, moving on. New fleet commander, Admiral Janeway. Hooray! Maybe I'll be excited when fleet commanders start working again. Or maybe I'll be excited when I can actually get another fleet commander or put another fleet commander in the chair. Otherwise, I don't give a shit. One of her trees is going to be good against Q trials. Cool. Another tree, extra firepower and utility against on armadas. Cool. A scientist tree. Enhancing and upgrading forbidden tech. Oh, raw. I love that because I love forbidden tech so much. Screw you and your forbidden tech. Oh, guess what? Here's more forbidden tech. One epic forbidden tech bullshit thing. It's good against armadas and shit. I don't know. Looks the same to me. Some missiles. Another epic thing. Does more isolytic and... Oh my god, why does it look like the exact same thing? Oh, battleships, explorers, interceptors. Okay, cool. I don't really care. Control seeker probes. Unlock this to gain tier up catalyst in the refinery. Oh, why can't you just allow us to get tier up catalyst in the refinery as it is? Mitigation against hostiles. I don't see why that's really even needed. More hulls, more shield piercings. Yeah, I don't really care. Photons, warheads, more tier catalysts. No, again, for explorers, interceptors, and battles. Yeah, I don't like that either. Especially if it's like randomly handing them out. Maybe, I guess, they're in some of these. A reward for Q trial. Okay. However. Alright, let's move this shit along. New missions. Yay. Maybe they'll actually reward us for doing the missions this time. New battle pass, of course. Cosmetics. This is nice that this is a little smaller. 2 new heli frequencies. Doesn't tell us what it is, though. Okay. Fix bug issues. Wow. This is one of the big ones they were talking about. DJs was talking about, I think. Pond's captain maneuver is inconsistent with its design. What the hell that means? Hopefully that means they actually intend for his captain maneuver to activate more often. Hopefully that's what it is. Because it really doesn't activate that often. Anything else? It doesn't really matter. I don't care because there's lots of shit broken. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Comment below. How do you like this update? Do you like the new things coming out? Do you like how everything's broken? I really don't. Be sure to like and subscribe. I am the Angry Rhino. Shields up, Commanders.